Thanks for joining me for Behind the Mic with Nash, a look at the Texas Red Dirt music scene. I'll look at what's hot on the scene, behind the scenes in the music business, behind the scenes in the music promotion business, and behind the scenes in radio. I'll dish the dirt, and I'll probably ruffle some feathers. Now, kick back and enjoy Behind the Mic with Nash. And thanks for joining me for another edition of Behind the Mic with Nash. It's been a couple of weeks since I had one out, but we've had a moving situation and all this kind of stuff. I kind of let you know. I am still employed with KTKO, the Texas Knockout, 105.7 in Beeville, Texas, but I moved my studio to Ennis, Texas, so I do my show live in Ennis every morning, and then also program the radio station from there as well. So we have made that transition, and man, it's been, moving is something I would rather somebody just take me out behind a building and just whoop my ass than have to do it. I hate doing it. I hate moving. It is one of the most tedious, terrible things. I don't wish moving on anybody. Especially if you got a bunch of crap like we have. Oh my gosh. I don't understand how my wife and I can accumulate so much crap in such a short amount of time. We've been married we've been together for 5 years, and we have accumulated like 2 houses full of stuff. And I don't get it, but nonetheless. Anyway, got a studio set up in Ennis now, and rocking and rolling, everything's going good here. And I thought this week I would kind of recap what went down at the Texas Country Music Association Awards this past weekend. It was an outstanding event. It was so much fun. I'm going to kind of read you the press release that came from the Texas Country Music Association and everything that went down up there. It was so much fun. It all went down on Saturday and Sunday. Actually, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They had all kinds of events going on around the Fort Worth Stockyards. The award shows, there's 2 of them. The Texas Country Music Association and the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. They're held in 2 different places. Texas Country Music Association has theirs in the Fort Worth Stockyards, and the awards show is actually at Billy Bob's. And the T3Rs, what we call them, are held in March at Texas Live in Arlington. A lot of different, the artists all show up, the radio people show up. Those radio people, we love doing it, and we love going because it's the only time we get to see each other, honestly, unless we just happen to bump into one another at a concert or something like that. But generally, that's pretty much where we get to see each other. So it's always just kind of catching up. What's going on with your station? Blah, blah, blah. We just love talking about each other's stations, and finding out some different ideas and things that we do. So I'm going to read you the press release that came from the Texas Country Music Association. The TCMA energizes the Texas country music industry once again with live performances and 26 awards at the biggest event in Texas country music. For country music fans all over, the Fort Worth Stockyards was the place to be on Sunday, November 10th, as the Texas Country Music Association once again presented another spectacular event with the 2024 Texas Country Music Awards at Billy Bob's, Texas. This was the event's 8th year and 6th year at Billy Bob's, according to Linda Wilson, the president and founder of the TCMA. The event once again proved why Texas country music industry has exploded. That is no joke. My gosh. We even had artists from outside the Texas country music genre that were there, and people and sponsors, and that was phenomenal. The event included a host of top Texas artists, including TCMA spokesman Brendan Ryder, hosting the event for the 8th year in a row. Co-hosting with him was popular on-air personality Aaron Wild with 92.1 Hank FM in Fort Worth. The Brandon Aaron team was outstanding. They brought the awards ceremony to an epic level and made the event high energy and fun, says Linda Wilson. She continued, this year's awards ceremony were dedicated to the memory of Aaron Wild's son, Trey Cordy. tragically killed in an automobile accident just weeks before the award. That stunned our entire scene. If you knew Trey or had any conversations with him at all, he was such an inspiration. A young program director at KSTV in Stephenville. And man, it was just tragic when we saw that. This is a fan-voted awards ceremony, too. Top fan in the industry voted awards were presented in 26 categories related to Texas country music and Christian country music. The Texas Country Music Association Awards, produced by TCMA Vice President and Executive Producer Monty Dawson. The Texas Country Music Awards presentations were organized for the 8th year by well-known record producer and awards executive director Chad Malden of Malden Productions. He always does an outstanding job telling us exactly where we need to be, what we need to be doing at all times. And there's never a question either. The performance, sound, and stages were produced under the direction of Billy Bob's John Zaskoda and his team. Filming by Billy Bob's Texas. Additional filming and post-production provided by Bob Malden and 31 West Productions. We are so grateful for all the producers and coordinators and staff who worked so hard to pull this event together. Billy Bob's Texas, John Zaskoda, and his team all worked closely and tirelessly to help bring this annual event to you. For the past 6 years, they are the best in the business, and we're looking forward to working with them and everyone again on November 9th, 2025. So save that date, Monty Dawson says. Now, we'll get to kick off this part here. The event of the day kicked off with the red carpet interview at 2 o'clock, and it was hosted by myself and Helen Elshick of the Texas Toast podcast. We love doing this together. It's so much fun. Helen and I have a blast with all the artists and stuff because she brings a more professional state to it. Me, I just bring the fun, loving, flying by the seat of my pants kind of thing. We don't script anything. We just do it. And we did that from 2 to 5 for 3 hours. I bet we had 130 artists and sponsors that we talked to, and it was outstanding. Just so much fun. And then we had performances from the Will Carter Band, the 2024 Christian Songwriter of the Year, Aaron Loy, and the 2024 Country Songwriter of the Year, Ryder Grimes, singing their winning songs. Linda Wilson and Monty Dawson presented the 2024 Artist Scholarship to Texas country artist Anthony Price from Texarkana, Texas. That was the neat deal, too. That was really, really neat. So then the main awards began at 6 o'clock with greetings from the founders, Linda and Richard Wilson. Did an opening prayer led by Texas country and Christian country artist Curtis Grimes. Bailey Ray sang the national anthem, and man, she knocked that out of the park, too. Managing the trophies and directing everything was Jetta Young and Abigail Young. And, then we went into the awards. Many of the top award categories included not only the designation and trophy, but unique gifts provided by the sponsors, too, like an engraved tumbler from Shiner and gift certificates from Cinch Jeans and American Hat Company. All finalists received swag bags filled with gift items and certificates from various artists and industry stakeholders. Now, along with the 26 awards presented at the 2024 Texas Country Music Awards, TCMA's prestigious Trailblazer Award was presented to Jason Boland. And it was, man, I get cold chills right now just talking about it, for his long-standing career and the unprecedented songwriting and success that he's attained in the Texas and Red Dirt music scene. And Linda said, TCMA is extremely excited and pleased to have presented Jason with the 2024 Trailblazer Award as part of the awards ceremony. He certainly blazed the trail for others, and he's very deserving to have received it. And that was neat. Presenting the award was Boland's longtime friend and producer, Mike McClure, who has his own solo career as well as the lead singer of The Great Divide. The Mo Bandy Icon Award was presented to Larry Joe Taylor by Mo Bandy and Brian White of Red Dirt Ventures for his long-standing status in the industry and producing LJT Fest for 35 years. It was phenomenal. I had a chance to catch up with Jason Boland on the red carpet. He and I got to reminisce just a little bit about what his career has meant to me personally. I was one of the guys that kind of helped him get his foot in Texas back years ago. And we talked about the Live at Billy Bob's with my name on it on the CD and how that all came about, and how Jason was telling me that he said, man, he goes, I had no idea when I did that at the time how much that would bring notoriety to the album itself and to you and I together. I'm like, yeah, no doubt. I said, I still, to this day, get people ask me, are you that Jim Nash from Wichita Falls, Texas that Boland talks about? Yeah, that's me. We laughed and talked about how Kevin Fowler recorded his Live at Billy Bob's the same night. And I have pictures of Jason and Kevin Fowler interviewing each other live on the air back in Wichita Falls, Texas. It was funny. At first, I was standing between the two of them, and I got tired of moving the microphone back and forth, so I just handed the microphone to Jason and stepped out of the way, and they just took off with it. I just told them, but when I walked off, I said, hey, just don't say any of the bad words that we can't say on the radio and get me fired. That's all I ask. It was a lot of fun. And then, of course, I got to catch up with Larry Joe Taylor on the red carpet, and Mo Bandy too. I hadn't seen Mo Bandy in a few years. It was so funny because he walked right up to me. He was coming up to the red carpet. They give us these cards. Every artist has a card with all their information and things on there, what they're nominated for, what they do, blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. Well, Mo Bandy came walking up, and I said, we don't need a card for this guy. I said, this guy's a walking legend right here. He just walked right up to me, shook my hand, gave me a hug, and said, Nash, how in the world are you? And I said, my friend, it's been a while. He remembered me, and that really made me feel good, too. So we got Larry Joe Taylor the Mo Bandy Award, and that was phenomenal. I had a chance to catch up with Larry Joe, and he said, man, he goes, I didn't think we were going to catch up on the red carpet. I said, man, me either. I said, especially with you getting this big award. But it was really neat. I was, congratulations to Larry Joe Taylor. That was well-deserved, too. And the evening was filled with all kinds of the top talent in Texas and Red Dirt music. The Great Divide kicked off the main ceremony. And they were freaking awesome, too, man. They sounded so good. They played some old school stuff and played some of their new stuff, and it was really, really neat. Will Carter Band, man, those guys bring it every time, too. If you've never seen the Will Carter Band, you got to go see Will Carter. Ryder Grimes performed. Brandon Ryder, our host, performed. Peyton Riley and Ty Smith sang a song together, which was really neat, and that was way cool. The 5 emerging artist finalists, Jordan Nix, Chaser Crouch, Billy Joe Jones, Bubba Wesley, and Jack Nelson. And then there was the unforgettable finale from Jason Boland and the Stragglers. Oh my gosh. That was so cool. So much fun to see. Jason sang a lot of his old stuff and sang a bunch of his new stuff too. And 2024 Texas Country Music Awards were covered by media from all over Texas and other states too. We did a live stream on Texas Toast podcast for the red carpet too, which was way neat. They did a live stream on that. So the awards in each of the categories came as a result of nomination and final round voting that took place between April and August of this year. There were so many awards given out. It was awesome. I want to start at the bottom and do it like that. To me, that's just, I think it's way cool. The Christian Country Songwriter of the Year was Aaron Loy, Michelle Henningar, and Jim Hawkins for Pew for You. That song is really, really cool. Go look it up and check it out. It's called Pew for You. It's a Christian country song. It's really good. The Country Songwriter of the Year. This was a shocker to us. Not really to me, but so new in his career, that's what shocked me so much. Ryder Grimes for In My Boots. Man, I was so happy for Ryder. He's one of my favorite human beings because he's such a humble guy, and he's just a very energetic guy, but man, he's grounded, and I love that. The Trailblazer Award went to Jason Boland, and the TCMA Artist Scholarship went to Anthony Price. The Drummer of the Year was Avery Castro from Kinfo. That was real cool. Wyatt Wilson was the Steel Guitarist of the Year. Keyboard Player and Piano Player of the Year was Todd Stewart. Guitarist of the Year was Dallas Gilberry from Chad Cook Band. Brady Black, ever visible in this field, won Fiddler of the Year from the Randy Rogers Band. Now, the Bass Player of the Year. This was really neat. Andrew Carell won Bass Player of the Year, but he has cancer, and he's battling cancer, so he wasn't at the awards. But Mike Elkin accepted the award for him, and man, just about had us all in tears. It was a really emotional moment for him accepting the Bass Player of the Year for Andrew. I was really happy for him. Christian Country Artist of the Year was Curtis Grimes, which Curtis is on a path that no other Texas Red Dirt artist has done or is doing exactly what Curtis Grimes is doing. Man, he is putting out music that is inspirational, influenced, and God-driven. And I love that. When you have music that's God-driven, you're going to do great things. And congratulations, Curtis Grimes, doing great things. Live music venue of the year was Green Hall in New Braunfels. That's always a great venue to go to, unless it's the dead of summertime and you want to burn up. It's hot. It's hot in Green Hall, but it's always a good time, I promise you that. The Internet Station of the Year was Texas Red Hot Radio. The Broadcast Personality of the Year was Shane Hollinger from 95.9 The Ranch in Fort Worth. Terrestrial Station of the Year was 95.9 The Ranch in Fort Worth. And then we get into the Country Single of the Year. Had Me at Goodbye from Will Carter Band. That was really neat. There were a lot of stout songs in that category too. But in the end, Will Carter got Country Single of the Year, Had Me at Goodbye. I got to present, along with my friend Laura Bush from the Rattlesnake Ballroom, we got to present the Country Album of the Year. And this really shocked us. Colton Moore, his self-titled Colton Moore album. And he and I got to talking, and I had him on the Ranch Roadhouse back years ago, long time ago. He said, when we were talking, he said, no, weren't you at a radio station in like Corsicana or someplace? I said, yeah, I sure was. I said, matter of fact, I think you did the Ranch Roadhouse a couple of times. He goes, at that little place north of Waxahachie. And I said, yep, that's the same place. So Colton and I got to catch up. But Colton has had a great career. He's doing so well. Of course, he's had several songs on Yellowstone and some of the other Taylor Sheridan shows as well. So congratulations to him once again. It was a lot of fun catching up with him. Emerging artist was Billy Joe Jones. Man, this girl is doing some really cool stuff. And she's got a new song out called Whose Tequila Are You Drinking? Whoa. It's a great song. And our table was right by one of the little platforms where all the emerging artists performed. They all performed on this one little stage that was right next to our table. And she was getting ready to perform, and I was like, hey, I said, what song are you going to sing? She said, my new song. And I said, good. I love that song. So I got to sit point blank and watch her sing that new song, and it was really, really neat. I was really happy for her. So the young artist, now this is for artists 18 and under, was Peyton Riley. Now I'm going to tell you something about Peyton Riley. This young lady has got her stuff together. She knows how to interview. She knows how to sing. She knows how to present herself. And this little girl, when she came through the red carpet, I was just blown away. I'm like, wow, she does it right. She's been trained right. I don't know who trained her or taught her, but she does it right. So the Roots Alternative Artist of the Year, one of my favorite bands of all time. I love these guys. And if you've never seen them, you need to go see 2 Tons of Steel. I was so happy for them. And they have a thing, speaking of Green Hall, in the summertime, they have a thing called 2-Ton Tuesday. Every Tuesday night, they play Green Hall throughout the summer. And boy, I happened into that place one time. Whoa, Lord, it was hot. It was in August. It was the last one of the year, too. And it was so hot. Oh, my God. And that place was packed. Oh, my God, it was packed. But, man, them people were having so much fun. They were dancing on the tables and just having a blast. It was so much fun. So go see 2 Tons of Steel. You'll love these guys, I promise you. Now, we had a new category put in the TCMA Awards this year. It was for Tejano Artist or Band of the Year. And I had my druthers on who I thought was going to win the thing, and who I thought was going to win the thing actually won the thing. Another one of my favorite human beings on the planet, Sonny Sauceda, won the inaugural Tejano Artist or Band of the Year. And he was just, it was so funny because I was just wrapping up the red carpet, and my wife and my sister-in-law and her boyfriend and a buddy of mine, DK, were all standing at the bar over there, and I was headed that way, and Sonny had come up and he was talking. He was just going around, bouncing around, talking to everybody. I started talking to my wife, and he had no idea that's who she was, because a few months ago, Sonny's wife actually got my wife turned on to this online bidding thing. I should have never told her about it. Oh, my Lord. Once he figured out that's who she was, they started talking about that and all the stuff that his wife had gotten off these bids and stuff. So that's how us radio people and the artists and everything interact, and even the spouses. I mean, we all get involved in it. It was so much fun, but we got a good laugh out of him not knowing that's who she was. Then we went to the Western Swing or Bluegrass Artist or Band of the Year. And that was another one of my favorite Western swing bands, Jake Hooker and the Outsiders. Man, I tell you what, that's another one of those cats that brings it. These guys are just energy on stage and just Class A performers. Country Band of the Year. I kind of was surprised by this, but not really. Chad Cook Band won that one. And I kind of thought it was either going to be them or Kinfo, which I would have been. I'm happy either way, because of these categories this year were so stacked. It was hard to make a prediction on them. Usually in years past on awards and things like that, I can usually predict. But this year on this, man, I could not predict this one at all. Female Artist of the Year went to another one of my favorite human beings, Sarah Hobbs. And she was battling Bree Bagwell, who's another one of my favorite human beings. So Sarah Hobbs came out on top with that one there. Another one of my favorite male artists, Josh Ward, won the Male Artist of the Year. I was happy with him. We had seen each other 20 times probably in the evening. Of course, he came through the red carpet. We talked. I think somebody snapped a picture of us together. After he won that award, he went back down to the table down there, and I followed him because I couldn't get his attention. Followed him down there, and we took a selfie at the table together. I said, "Brother, we ain't had a picture together all night long." He said, "You know what? I was thinking about that earlier." So then we came to the Entertainer of the Year. This one shocked me. It really did. But I am extremely happy with the choice of Entertainer of the Year. The Great Divide. 30 years in the making to get Entertainer of the Year. It was phenomenal. Of course, they got kind of kicked off the part of the show there, and it was really, really neat. And I was really, really happy for them to win the Entertainer of the Year. Now, I want to talk a little bit about something that I hit on a little bit earlier, was the TCMA's 2024 Artist Scholarship. Now, they presented this to Texas artist, singer-songwriter Anthony Price for Texarkana. Now, the Artist Scholarship will pay to have one single recorded, engineered, mixed, and mastered at Chad Malden and Malden Productions. One single recorded, engineered, mixed, and mastered at Flying J Records in Nashville, and one single distribution by Courtney Ritter at American Airplay, and radio promotion on one single from Cynthia Garcia at G289 Productions and Entertainment. This is a neat deal for up-and-coming artists, young artists. Getting into this business is one of the toughest things in the world to do. It really is, because we have so many Texas artists. When this thing started out back in 99, when it kind of resurrected, we didn't have anywhere close to this many artists. Nowhere close. So it's really a hard industry to get into, and thank you to all those people there that are going to help get Anthony Price's career started there. And the Texas Country Music Association's mission as the only trade organization for the Texas country music industry is to promote and enhance the Texas country music industry, its artists, songwriters, musicians, venues, media, and businesses behind the scenes to make it all happen. And, of course, Richard Wilson, the TCMA Executive Vice President, said we're already planning the 2025 Texas Country Music Awards for November 9th, 2025 at Billy Bob's. But first, we will be presenting the Texas Country Music Industry Awards in June of 2025. He mentioned a few of the successful projects already around, such as the Texas Country Music Chart, Texas Country Network Online and on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV, Texas Country Music Television Online, Texas Country Music Magazine Online, American Airplay, and a whole lot more. The Industry Awards. This is a neat deal. They just started doing this a couple of years ago. And what this is for the record producers, the sound engineers, the lighting engineers, the videographers, radio stations and radio personnel, promoters, artist wives. Yes, they don't forget the artist wives, because artist wives and radio wives are the most important people. Believe me. They put us on in a mindset to do our jobs every day. Or I guess you really don't have to say wives, because there's husbands as well for the females. I mean, the spouses. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Spouses. The music spouses. They motivate us, and they push us, and they help us do what we do every day. And they come up with ideas and things like that. So if you want more information on the Texas Country Music Association, its purpose, plans, membership, and goals, go to texascountrymusic.org and join. You'll love it as much as we do. And I thank Linda and Richard for letting me do it. This was my 5th year doing it. We're already planning on doing it again next year. Helen and I, we have so much fun doing the red carpet, and it's so much fun, and just we really enjoy that. Also, thanks to TCMA Vice President Chris Young, who helped us on the red carpet, and Monty Dawson, and everybody that really kind of lended a hand with helping keep us in line. And it's easy to do because, we just stand there and do the talking. And, they hand us the card of who the person is. There's some people that come up to the red carpet that I don't know, and that Helen doesn't know. But they may be a sponsor or a brand new artist, and I've not run across them, or Helen hadn't run across them, but we get to know them right there on the red carpet in 2 minutes. Everybody got 2 minutes, except for people like Larry Joe Taylor and Jason Bolin, and, of course, Mo Bandy, and the legends that we had there at the show. But it was another successful year. So now we embark, as of last Saturday, the nomination process has started for the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. The second awards that I've said that we get to go to every year. So the nomination process is underway for that. So I want to tell you about that. Basically, it goes in 3 rounds. It'll go the nomination round. Second round, we kind of call that the whittle down. Once they get it whittled down, then they'll go to the final round, and we'll have the awards in March at Texas Live. So I've won 9 of those Texas Regional Radio Music Awards as Air Personality of the Year, Station of the Year, 4 times now. I sure would like to have that number 10. I'm just saying. 10's a nice rounded number, you know what I mean? But yeah, you can go to trrma.net and nominate. You can nominate the Knockout Morning Show with Nash or Jim Nash as Air Personality of the Year. And I would greatly appreciate if you would nominate KTKO FM, Beeville, Texas Knockout 105.7 as Station of the Year. Awards season, we got one under our belt, and now we start voting and nominating for the second one. I just can't thank everybody enough for listening and taking the time to listen to our podcast. It's a lot of fun to do it, and I'm sorry I haven't done it in a couple of weeks, but it's back. I'm going to find some other things to talk about, because Lord knows I ain't never lacking of things to talk about. I do ask for suggestions and things like that. You can shoot me an email, behindthemicwithnash@gmail.com, and if you have a suggestion or something you want me to discuss, talk about, definitely love to do that. Now that I got the studio all set up and things like that, I can do Zoom interviews. I can do actual in-studio interviews and things like that as well. So till we meet again next week, hopefully, I'll have another edition of Behind the Mic with Nash. Thanks for joining me for Behind the Mic with Nash. If you have a comment or a topic suggestion, you can always email me at behindthemicwithnash@gmail.com. Be sure to like and follow Behind the Mic with Nash on all social medias, and be sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe to the Behind the Mic with Nash Spotify page as well. Have a blessed week, and God bless America, and God bless Texas Red Dirt music.